Good evening and welcome to eNews. It's great to have you with us. I'm Shahan Ramkisoon. Hout Bay is on edge tonight after protesters set several buildings alight. Residents of the volatile Western Cape area accuse police of shooting dead an alleged abalone poacher. A government office has been damaged. Public order police were called in to disperse hundreds of protesters. The city of Cape Town says tourism in Hout Bay will be negatively affected by the unrest.
We were told that the protest action stemmed from the death of a poacher during the preceding night with policing operations. You will have to get the full detail from the South African police on that. But either way, the criminal actions that followed this morning are just incoherent in terms of its response, in that the real losers here will be local residents whose jobs depend desperately on those factories and on the tourism trade surrounding that harbour, all of which is being affected by these recurrent illegal actions. And we've already had meetings with the businesses and people whose jobs there very much depend on the ongoing tourism appeal of Hout Bay, and that is being negatively affected.
Now, some residents of Hout Bay desperately want the police to locate the body of the alleged poacher. They're also calling on other community members to stop the violent protests.
All we need now at this moment is for the police to go out and search for the body. That's all we need, because we need a peace of mind. We can't sleep, we can't drink, because our mind is set on that body. We will really appreciate it if they can send people in, or otherwise leave us so that we can send out the poachers to go look for that body. See that no one wants to help us. We about to go to the community now to speak to them to stop the violence, because this is not what we want. We don't want violence. All we want is the body. That's all we ask for. So we're going to go to the community and we're going to speak to them. We're going to address them and ask them, please just stop the violence. But also we need the police to come forward and do their side.
Now, today was supposed to be a day of celebration for the 12 Apostolic Church in Ndundulu, but instead it's a day of mourning after 4 churchgoers and an 11-month-old baby died in a crash yesterday. The bus accident happened between Melmoth and Mpangeni. Sipamandla Goge reports.
They are known as the Caves of Death, and a group of churchgoers are their latest victims. A bus driver is believed to have lost control on the road, overturning the vehicle and killing 5 people. Leaders of the 12th Apostolic Church say they are shocked and saddened.
It's a very bad thing to happen when our congregants were coming to praise the Lord and celebrate the 40th anniversary the church was founded.
KwaZulu-Natal transport authorities say something must be done about this dangerous stretch of road.
We'll also conduct assessments to check if there are engineering aspects that requires some intervention in the road. But you'll see this is the old road in the province, and we still have a number of accidents taking place in this route. So therefore, a lot of assessments are required to ascertain that the engineering is up to good standard, and where there are gaps and where signage also needs to be improved, we'll also do that.
The ANC had sent the party's Secretary General Ace Magashule to what was meant to be a happy occasion. Instead, he's visited the accident scene, describing it as horrific.
We thought today we are just attending the church as they celebrate their 40th anniversary. It's unfortunate that lives have been lost, and I'm sure the province is here today with us to pass condolences to the church and to the entire country. This is indeed horrific, and we hope God will console everybody, and we will all the time put them in our prayers.
At the church gathering, thousands of shocked congregants paid tribute to their fellow faithful. Authorities are still investigating the cause of the accident. Siphamandla Goge, Ndundulu, KwaZulu-Natal.
The family of a Soweto toddler who's still missing after falling into a river over a week ago are desperate to find his body. Officials say every effort is being made to find 2-year-old Atini Bokveld. Malungelo Boy reports.
Little Atini Bokveld and another boy fell into the Klip River when they tried to retrieve a ball they were playing with. A passerby rescued one boy from the water, but Atini was swept away.
Njengoba sibajongile abantwana abakhophi ngoba nathi asikhophi asilale ebusuku because sineminqono ukuthi umntana makafumaneke okubanga bana simfumana umntana engaphili sineminqono ba masimthathe umntana simncwabe.
Community leaders say this is not the first time a child drowned in this river, and they believe evil spirits are at play.
We can do a prayer because this thing is not about maybe a nature. It's something from within our community, you understand?
What do you mean? Evil spirit?
Evil spirit, that's it. That's it, evil spirit, because this thing it happens each and every 3rd of August. So you can't say it's a nature, that thing. Because it's supposed to go to other places if it's a nature, but why it always happened in Klip Town? And since from 2004.
Others want residents to be moved to a safer area.
The solution, Malungelo, here is to remove these people that are residing along this river, because it is dangerous, this river.
Authorities have promised search for little Atini will continue.
We have been doing our best. We have been summoning all the police divers, the helicopters, to make sure that the police are searching for the child. But it's just unfortunate that we haven't found the baby yet.
Malungelo Boy, Soweto.
After the break.
As a professional person, for me, it's very difficult to actually really grasp that he was the one that has done that.
Ahead of convicted murderer Henry van Breda's appeal application tomorrow, the social worker who counselled him says she does not believe he killed his parents and brother. Welcome back. Triple Axe murderer Henry van Breda's appeal against his conviction and sentence will be heard in the Western Cape High Court tomorrow. Van Breda was found guilty of killing his father, mother and brother. He was also found guilty of trying to murder his sister Mali, who survived the attack but now suffers from amnesia. Artie Nasi spoke to the social worker who counselled Van Breda.
Henry van Breda didn't do it. That's according to a social worker who counselled the Triple Axe murderer prior to his conviction and sentence.
For me, it was really difficult to really bring forward in a way any reasons that would say, well, this is possibly what the court could consider in terms of what drove and what motivated his behaviour at that point in time. As much as he has been found guilty, that as a professional person, for me, it's very difficult to actually really grasp that he was the one that has done that.
Smith says there were no warning signs in Van Breda's childhood.
In terms of very serious violence, very serious and very violent offences, we see things, for example, children being abusive of animals, being abusive of other siblings, children that is just socially not adaptable within schools, unable to make friends. With regards to Henry, those early signs were just not there. It was absent.
And she says Van Breda appears to have had a good relationship with his family, particularly with his sister Marley.
They've had a really good relationship as siblings. He came across as a very protective brother, almost in a sense that he could be too protective, in the sense of, that he would do anything for her.
Artie Nasi, Cape Town.
It's World Elephant Day, and experts believe we still have a lot to learn about the capabilities and intelligence of the gentle giants of the animal kingdom. Now, despite being one of Africa's most iconic animals, elephants are increasingly under threat from poachers across the continent. Michael Apple went for a walk of a special kind to find out more.
Let's be honest, it's not every day you get to do this. This herd of 7 elephants are proving vital in helping scientists, academics and researchers confirm what we know, what we think we know, and just how much more we still need to learn about the world's largest land mammal. Sean Hensman runs an elephant sanctuary in Bela. It's a home for researchers who travel from around the world to further our understanding of these gentle giants.
Sean, are we only starting to scratch the surface of what these incredible animals are capable of?
I think so. I mean, this is what we're learning on a daily basis, is their sense of smell is so much better than a good dog, and we're learning that their intelligence is that high, and we're learning things about their glucose levels and things that we just didn't know. So I think there's a hell of a lot that we're learning here.
And there are medical applications, there are military applications. Tell us about some of those.
So, yeah, I wouldn't say really military, but I would say maybe we can use them in the fight to assist with anti-poaching or potentially crime prevention and things like that. So we would like to look at it using elephants for a census. They're using their unique sense of smell and intelligence to find, criminals. Then medical, we down the line would love to be able to see if we can use the elephants to find diseases like foot and mouth or cancer in people. They're using dogs for that, and why not use elephants who are that much more sensitive?
25,000 elephants that we're losing annually in Africa, is that correct?
Yeah, poaching is still a huge problem in sort of northern Africa and East Africa. It's a massive problem, and especially up in the forests. We're losing a lot of forest elephants. We seem to have a control of it in the southern states of Africa, although Botswana recently lost 40 odd elephants this last month. So the epidemic is happening. It's on its way down.
Important message on World Elephant Day. What do you want to get out to the public?
I just want people to acknowledge elephants and understand that there's a lot to them, that they have a very important place in our ecosystem. And from my side of things, I want to encourage people to want to have elephants. I want them to increase the land available to elephants. At the moment, only 5% of the world's biomass is wildlife. 95% is humans and livestock. Come on, we've got to change that. That number of 5% has to increase to 20. And these guys are one of the big reasons, to do that. They're wonderful animals, and let's get people to think about that.
Thanks, Sean.
Yeah, thanks.
Michael Apple in Bela in Limpopo.
International news now. The inauguration of Zimbabwe's Emmerson Mnangagwa hasn't gone ahead as planned today. That's because the MDC alliance has gone to court to challenge the outcome of the election. The opposition claims the vote was rigged. The presidential inauguration will not take place until that case is finalized. Some ZANU-PF supporters say they're frustrated about the delay. A Nigerian man is literally driving himself to success on the streets of Lagos. The taxi driver has developed interesting methods to grow his clientele.
Every day, Samuel Ogundare puts together a dapper look before he heads out to work. In his business, image is everything. He drives a tricycle auto rickshaw. Lagos has many taxis, and Ogundare says he has to stand out.
I want to do this job different because, some people do, all of our clients, they look this job as a dirty job. And they look us as like, we are irresponsible people, uneducated people, and, we are touts. But I want to change their perspective.
This type of tricycle auto rickshaw is common in many parts of the world, but is uniquely known here as Keke Napep. Keke meaning bicycle and Napep, an abbreviation for National Poverty Alleviation Program. Napep was set up 18 years ago by the government to create income-generating opportunities for the poor. The 28-year-old Ogundare could not afford to go to university after high school and decided to make a living in public transport. The taxi driver goes the extra mile to ensure that his clients enjoy each trip.
There's a TV, fan, sweets for refreshment. I was like, air freshener. I was like, hey, Keke guy, this guy, you too, shoe. And I said, why are you dressed like this? He said, this is business, that this is how you dress. I said, wow, that's okay. So I think I like the way he modernizes his whole business. It's in a very unique way, different from others.
Ogundare has set up an Instagram account to promote his business. He makes about 280 Rand a day, which is more than other Keke drivers. Ogundare has been driving his taxi for 5 years and hopes to expand his business into a chain of corporate KKs.
Smart guy that. Here's a reminder of our top stories on eNews. Violence flares up in Hout Bay over the death of a suspected abalone poacher. A KwaZulu-Natal church pays tribute to 5 of its members who died in a bus crash while on their way to its 40th anniversary. And finally, NASA is planning to touch the sun. Well, almost. Its Parker Solar Probe finally launched from the Kennedy Space Center today after numerous delays. The spacecraft is undertaking a 7-year mission to get up close and personal with that massive ball of gas. It will loop around the sun 24 times. This will be within 6 million kilometers of the sun's surface, closer than any other spacecraft has ever been before. The probe will endure excessive heat while zooming through the sun's atmosphere. NASA is hoping this mission will help to solve decades-old mysteries around what accelerates the solar winds that affect Earth and other planets. From me, Shahan Ramkisoon, and the rest of the team, good night.